is, of course, on The Young and the Restless on CBS. Too early for me. Some people, I'm too late for them. You're too early for me, and you've won an Emmy for that. And you're my friend. Good to have you here. Erin Shannon, thank you for coming back. You're a conservative activist and the public relations director for the Building Industry Association of Washington State. That's timber?
Home building.
Home building. Something to do with wood. All right. Boots Riley, your new record, The Coup.
Yep.
Okay. Is that your group? And the record's
The
called...
group is The Coup.
The group is The Coup. The record's called Party Music. I know there was another cover for it, which we can't show, but I'll tell them about it later.
Don't be scared.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
All right.
Honey, if I was scared, I wouldn't be in all this. Okay. Harland Williams, I love you. And that's all. No, you're a very funny comedian and actor, and I'm glad you're back with us. Please give a hand to this panel. And, okay. Now, this is Dick Cheney's birthday today. He's 61 years young, and they gave him breakfast in bed with Enron today.
I'm so touched.
Where he's in a lot of trouble. It was not such a good birthday because the General Services Administration, which is the arm that would sue and is suing the vice president to release the records of what he was talking about with energy executives like Enron, who have met with him many times. And lots of people say, well, our policy is being influenced by these large corporate donors who meet behind closed doors with Vice President Cheney's task force. If he has nothing to hide, why doesn't he say who he met with and what they were talking about instead of just getting in the Bronco and leaving? Oh, I forgot O.J. was innocent. I always forget that. But he claims that the White House needs to be able to talk to experts in confidence, except that, you know, this ain't the boardroom, Dick. Your business is our business. Ain't that the truth?
He is a publicly elected official, sits in a public house, and therefore the business that is conducted in that house should be accessible by the public.
And you know what they want to hide is the fact that these corporations are really the ones that make public policy. We don't really vote for politicians. We vote for corporate puppets. And not only were they making energy policy up in there, they were dictating it to them. And what other policy do these corporations help make? I want to know who told them to cut welfare reform. Which corporations were in the boardroom meeting with Bill Clinton on that? I want to know really if they have something to do with about this war, because we know that the State Department was working with Enron. How do we know that, and I'm not going to say how we know, I know that the bombing that's going on in Afghanistan is not to fight terrorism, it's to create little states, little Enron states, little Exxon states all throughout the Middle East, and little Chiquita banana republics.
Bruce,
you know?
Okay.
Bruce.
According to the law, he does not have to. Legally, he does not have to produce this information.
Yeah.
It's protected under executive privilege.
I know,
and
but
as the largest energy trading company in the world,
first of all, it's not. Executive privilege has to do with national security. Not about who paid for your negative ads.
This is the only administration that has
Go ahead.
It has to do with the confidentiality of who the president and the executive vice president can meet with, who they can talk to.
We want to keep it confidential that they get paid off. We want to keep it confidential that they get paid off by these corporations, and that they're lying to the public saying that we're voting for people to run the government, but we're really not voting for people to run the government. We're voting for people to get ran by the corporations.
As the largest energy trading company in the world, they're the at one time they were the largest energy trading company in the world. They would have been remiss not to meet with Enron when they're formulating a national energy policy.
That's amazing to me that people say that they had to listen to the experts. In other words, you got to bring the fox right into the hen house to find out how to kill the chickens. Look, don't we have an entire energy department? Shouldn't they also be experts on what goes on with energy? Why do we need the people whose self-interest it is?
Well, listen, Mel, if we can spend a year, you know, we spent a year watching Clinton on video talking about his little how do you do, hello, how are you with Monica, which is useless information to us all. I'm sure we can hear what goes on in a boardroom, you know? I mean, come on.
And not only are they listening to these corporations, They're owned by these corporations. The people in the cabinet are on the payroll for Enron. The head of the Republican National Committee collects a 7-figure salary from Enron and lobbies for them. You know,
Yes.
and they fire people on the cabinet. They say this person is not working
I agree with some
and
of
they
what you
fire them.
said.
So the
Yeah, some of
whole
what you
I
thing.
agree with some of what you say.
I don't think Enron's trying to take over Afghanistan,
But
however.
precisely. I mean,
Well,
They have enough troubles.
your
Okay,
conclusion,
not only
your
them,
conclusion
but-
that we are trying to establish banana republics in Afghanistan,
No.
that's a far-fetched conclusion, you know.
It's not just
It's
Enron
not
that they're meeting
far-fetched
with,
if you
though.
look at the facts. Let's talk about facts.
President
yeah,
Bush also
let's-
met with
yeah,
no.
representatives.
All right,
Let's
Besides
talk about
Enron,
this hair,
he met with
man. That's what I want to
representatives
talk about.
Yeah. Oh, let's start with
Okay.
the handlebar mustache.
All right. Wait, whoa.
Just say, Bill, though,
Yes,
that it's
let's
not
start.
just Enron.
This
He's
man
met
is
with
trying out.
Whoa, would you please?
He's met with representatives of alternatives, energy alternatives, alternatives to
Yeah, but those people did...
energy.
Oil.
as I
Right,
stumble.
I mean,
Oil.
you can't quite even get it out without laughing, can you?
Ah.
I mean, yes, he's met with
No, but
environmentalists,
he's-
too, and somehow their wishes don't quite make it into the policy.
What wishes of Enron's made it into the
You've gotta be-
national
look,
It
you
energy?
gotta
is
be
known
kidding.
that Enron has supported the Bush family for years.
It's known that
It is
Enron
known
supported
that
Clinton
it is known
for years. He gave more money to Clinton than the Democrats. and he's
that's
given to Bush.
nonsense. 75% of
Yeah.
the monies given by Enron have gone to the Republican Party, 25 to the Democratic Party.
Yes,
Right?
and it is
That's a
true,
fact.
and it is true
That
that
is not true.
Of course
corporations
it's true.
give to both parties because that is how corrupt our system is. You have to hedge your bets because the other guy might win,
That's
and you
true.
want to have a bribe down on them too. But they did
They
give
do.
more to the Republicans because, you know, if you want to get laid, you go out with the slutty girl first.
Ken Lay stayed at the White House. Ken Lay stayed at the White House 11 times.
Right. Go ahead.
Kenneth Lay stayed at the White House 11 times while Bill Clinton was president. He was a major donor to Bill Clinton. They were major donors to the DNC.
I think Bill Clinton got laid 11 times at the White House as well.
I'm
You
no
heard
doubt
that.
of that.
Look,
Not with Hillary, though.
On the flip side of this, though, man, I mean, a lot of people got wiped out at Enron. A lot of people lost their life savings. And in a situation like that, where people got hurt, you know, maybe we do have to open up the doors and see what the hell went down,
But
you
what
know?
they want to look at has
that's
nothing
the
to do with that. That needs to be investigated. I mean, that makes you lose your faith in free market systems, what happened at Enron. That is true.
I shop
But
at
what they want
Kmart,
to see has
baby, so
nothing
it
to
doesn't
do.
affect me.
Henry Waxman was asking for this information well before Enron fell.
Now, what
earlier this summer, he was trying to get this as soon as it became knowledge that Dick Cheney met with executives from Enron and other special interest officials. As soon as that became public knowledge that he met with them and that their discussions may have played a part in the formulation of the national energy
Policy.
Thank you.
Where did
Henry
you hear
Waxman
that?
was
That's
all-
a crock.
That is
Where
not
did you
true.
hear
Henry
that?
Waxman-
That is the biggest load I've ever
been
heard in
trying to
my
get this
life. Come on,
information
buddy,
all
back
summer.
me up.
Now,
And it
what,
wasn't until
now what does
Enron-
that have to do?
Come on, buddy.
Check this out.
Come on. Go.
What she's saying is true,
come on,
but it don't got
Harland.
nothing to do with it. Don't got nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah,
They
I
wanted
mean-
that information. The memo that
has nothing to
Enron,
do
the
with
memo
Enron
that
falling
that Kenneth
and
Lay
people
gave.
losing their life
Hey, hold on.
savings. No.
The memo that Kenneth Lay gave to Bush and them is exactly the energy policy that was laid out. You know, that's exactly the energy policy. So you can't say that
It's just
Enron didn't dictate that.
That's not true. There were
Dictate
9
that.
Yeah.
proposals in Enron's. Well, there were 9 things Enron was asking for, 7 of which.
We will be
7 of
back
which
to
were
Waylon
not
Flowers
incorporated into
and
the
Mama
energy
in a
policy
second.
at
We
all.
have to take a
2 of
break.
which were and are not.
Happy birthday today to Mr. Dick Cheney. Vice President Cheney is 61 years old today. He had a nice party. Karl Rove brought the food, Dick Armey brought the liquor, and of course Enron brought the confetti. Well, Mike Tyson today was denied his Nevada boxing license to fight Lennox Lewis, who confirmed that during the fight that broke out during last week's news conference, that Tyson did it again. He bit. He's a biter. Tyson tried to put a good spin on this with the commission with a shout out to the kids. He said, kids always brush between fighters.